welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. Today we are going to take a brief preview at some of the new Dior Mono eyeshadows. So I picked up the original 5, and then Macy's just recently got another 5, so I have those. And then this morning Dior has released, I think, the rest of them on the Dior website. So I did put up a poll, and a lot of people just wanted to get kind of a preview of the formula. So I'll be sharing a preview of eye swatches of the first 5, and we'll have swatches of everything in a more complete video later. But we'll do the first 5 now, and we'll talk a little bit about the different formulas. And let's get started. So first up, we have the glitter formula. And in the full line, there are 3 of these shades. This one here is Gold Star, which is number 616. You can see that it's sparkly, but it's not like just a topper. You can make it more opaque. I have this on the inner corner of my eyes right now. This is number 98, Black Peau, and this is one of the matte shades. And you can see that it is a smooth matte. Black mattes can typically be a little dry, and this one is not very dry. So there's a little dryness in there, but nothing significant. It blends out smoothly. It actually performs really well. Next up, we have the Velvet formula. This is number 884, Rouge Trafalgar. And this one here, you can see that it's got more of a plush look than the black matte. And then we have the satin formula. This is number 530, Tulle. And you can see that this is going to be like a warm golden beige kind of shade, a soft, warm golden beige. And then we have 481, Poncho satin. And you can see here that this one has a little bit of richness to it. So it's got a warmer base, but you can see where it's built up a little bit firmer in the swatch, that it has a cooler tone there. So, it's a pretty neutral brown shade. I think it's beautiful. I've been wearing that one quite a bit as a one and done. So just to review, we have Gold Star, which is the glitter formula, Black Peau, which is the matte formula, Rouge Trafalgar, the velvet formula, and then these 2 here are satins. We have Tulle and Poncho. Before we move on to the eye swatches, we're going to test the removal of these pans. So this is a Salt New York palette. It's empty. This is a magnetic palette. I really like these palettes. And these, you can actually, they're removable. So you can punch this out. So let's just see if this is magnetic or not. I have to say it feels like plastic. Yeah, it is definitely not magnetic. So just wanted to share that with you, because that was one of the thoughts I had. Was I was considering popping them out and putting them all together in a big palette like I have with my Surratt shadows, but since they're not magnetic, I probably won't. I don't want to add the magnetic stickers to that. Now let me just show you how these come packaged. You do have a plastic tray here on top, and there is a foam tip applicator that comes with it. You do have a mirror on the top. This is a plastic compact click closure, and these have a 6-month shelf life. They're 2 grams or 0.07 ounces, and they're made in France. So I'm going to share with you the eye swatches briefly right now, and then I'll come back and just give you a few thoughts on my favorites so far. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Now, as I mentioned, I do have 10 shades currently. I am ordering more from the Dior website now that those have been released, and I will have something more comprehensive later. But I was able to at least try all of these formulas, and I have worn each of these on the eyes at least twice for full days. Some of them more than others, but each shade I have worn at least twice. So I have to say that formula wise, I do like all of the formulas. The glitter formula, you know, there's really not that much fallout for it considering how sparkly it is, but you can have some fallout with it. The Black Bow Matte is pretty good for a black eyeshadow. You know, it blends out nicely, and I really like it. It's great for a smoky eye. The Rouge Trafalgar Velvet, that is also one that blends out smooth nicely, but this one takes a little bit more effort, this velvet formula. I think if you put it in the outer corner, it's fantastic. You know, if you're working in smaller areas, or if you start like along the lash line, you kind of buff that out smoothly. But if you're going for more of an all over eye look, I mean, you could see from the eye swatch that it takes a little bit more work to get it a little bit smoother. I'm not sure if that's going to be formula or shade dependent. We'll see when I try the other velvet formulas. And then the satin formulas, those are my favorite. I love satin eyeshadows, and these in particular, they don't disappoint at all. On my eyes right now, I have one of the new ones that I'm testing. This is the Beige Mitza, which is number 658, which I picked up from Macy's. Double check, I think they still have these on sale. And yeah, this is the shade that is supposed to be similar to Cosmopolite. And I haven't swatched it with Cosmopolite yet, but here's Beige Mitza. Let me get Cosmopolite and I'll just show you real quickly. Okay, so I actually just purchased Cosmopolite. I did not have this before, but this is in the old formula. And one thing to know is the older ones do come in a velvet pouch, and you can see the compact size is bigger in the old ones. So here's essentially the difference. This is the old one here. So it's slightly taller and slightly wider, but the click closure on here is also going to be blue instead of the big silver bar. So for those of you who are looking for this, I found this on Selfridges, and that was actually thanks to Gita, who shared it with us in All Things Luxury Beauty Clubhouse. So Just Glow Firefly and I both picked this up, and you can see this is Beige Mitza and Cosmopolite, and you can see that they have some similarities. They are going to be fairly close, but I do think there is a slight difference. Whether that's something you can see in the eyes or not, we'll have to kind of play with it and see, but you can see that they're definitely very, very close. Now, formula wise, I have really been enjoying the new formula. I have worn and tested the old formula in other shades before. They held up really well. They performed well. These do just as well. I just feel like they feel slightly creamier to the touch, if that makes sense. So overall, no issues with the 5 that I've thoroughly tested so far. I'm not sure whether I'll have issues with any of the other shades yet or not, but so far so good. And I'm really enjoying all of the different finishes. Now, just for comparison, this is $5.49 Golden Snow. This is one of the holiday palettes. We're going to compare this to the Gold Star here. You can see that they are not going to be the same. The new Gold Star here is going to be a little bit more sheer. And you can see I've got a little black pigment here. Let me actually redo that. Okay, I cleaned my finger. So there you go. But you can still see that they're going to be different because the one in the Golden Snow is more opaque. It's also more yellow, if that makes sense. So you can see that it's more of a satin formula or a metallic formula versus a glitter. So the Gold Star can be used more as a topper. All right, and here is number 79 Black Bow. I'm just going to compare the blacks. So here is Black Bow. And I have to say that the matte in the single is slightly creamier than the matte in here, but you know, they're like the same shade. So they're pretty similar. This looks maybe slightly cooler in tone, but that's probably just because it's a little bit creamier in texture. And then there's nothing here to match this, but this is the Plum Tulle palette. I just wanted to show you, this is the Tulle shade right here. You can see that it doesn't go with it. And some of these names for the mono shadows are the same as those of the Quince And I am picking up some of the monos that have the same names as some of the quints, but from what I've seen, it looks like sometimes those shades are complementary and meant to kind of be like an addition to the quint, whereas in other cases, they look like they are the same. For example, the Poncho shadow and the Poncho quint. So I'm just getting the Poncho quint, so I'll compare that one later. But overall, you know, I think it's kind of, you have to kind of look closely and see whether it's something you want to duplicate or not. Overall, the formula of these is very nice and I am enjoying them. If I had to pick a finish, my favorite would be the satin, and I really like the glitter as well, but I have been enjoying all of them. So no issues here. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you very soon. And be sure to let me know of any comparisons that you would like for the next video on these. Thanks so much. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy.